Cardi money. You don't make Offset money. That rumor came out 2 years ago. What the are you still talking about it for, bro?
Not Chrisean still swearing she didn't sleep with Offset in late 2025, when her own best friend allegedly exposed her for exactly that. And the ugliest part of the claim is the setting. People say it happened inside the same home he shared with Cardi, with their daughter, Culture, in the house.
No, today has been an eventful day. I don't pay mind to none of that. Like, I don't care about none of that.
That's the allegation driving the current wave. When Blueface first pushed it, most folks called him a bitter baby daddy. But because Chrisean keeps revisiting it 2 years later, Cardi stepped back in just enough to remind everyone she and Offset were separated during the window Blue is talking about. It didn't end the story. It only split the audience between, then it wasn't cheating, and it's still foul to bring someone into the family space. The timeline that keeps getting cited is simple. Blueface says it went down around 4 a.m. on November 10th at a house in LA.
I don't want you to put me none of that. I don't know if y'all been getting clues from me for my live. I don't know if you guys been getting clues from me for my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music.
LA. That same night, Offset and Chrisean were both in the city for French Montana's birthday party, which is why the claim refuses to die online. Offset publicly denied ever talking to or touching Chrisean, while she fired back that Blue was inventing drama and, if pushed, she'd air out his own search history. People who didn't want to believe any of it pointed to Offset's denial and Cardi's "we were separated" note and tried to move on. Until
I find my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true.
Until the fallout started and former insiders began talking. First, a close friend said Chrisean had always wanted to be Cardi and, failing that, allegedly went for the closest version by getting with Offset. Then Chrisean's sister said she babysat Junior so Chrisean could run off to see him, claiming the meetup happened at the house and that Chrisean even crossed paths with Culture before being sent toward the main bedroom.
I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now.
Those are their words, not independent proof. There are no third-party logs, security timestamps, ride receipts, or verified photos that have surfaced to confirm it. That's why the fairest way to discuss it is exactly that. Allegations from people close to the situation, denials from the other side, and a very loud gap where neutral documentation would live.
But I have been afraid to, not afraid, I just don't know how, to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign.
Blueface, for his part, keeps the story alive whenever he and Chrisean start sparring. He knows the date, the hour, the city, and throws those specifics out because specifics make a claim feel real even when it isn't actually proven. Chrisean answers by dismissing him as unstable, dragging his new face tattoos, and telling him to get therapy. The irony isn't lost on anyone because she's still wearing his face tattoo on her own face. And both of them have been accused of the same behaviors they accused the other of. If you're keeping score, Offset gains nothing from revisiting any of it and has stayed mostly quiet besides the denial. Cardi gains peace by disengaging. Blueface gains leverage by calling Chrisean disloyal, and Chrisean gains clicks by rejecting the label and flipping accusations back at him. Here's the sober read without bullets or fan fiction. The story hinges on whether anyone produces neutral proof. We live in the Ring camera era. Doorbells see everything. Uber logs and plate readers build accidental timelines. Hotels swipe keycards and homes record motion. If a meet happened, a single third-party artifact could confirm it. None has appeared publicly. Until it does, this remains a stack of claims and timing coincidences that keep the rumor afloat without actually resolving it. Cardi's separation detail complicates the moral framing as well. Legally, a separation can shift the cheating label into "it's complicated." Morally, a lot of people still bristle at the idea of bringing anyone into a family home, especially with a child in the house, which is why the story stays hot even if her clarification is accepted. Another reason it won't die is that former friends create narrative momentum. Whenever a relationship breaks, the X circle talks. The more specific their anecdotes sound, who babysat, which hallway, what time, the more persuasive they are to casual viewers. But specificity isn't the same as verification, and there's a reason smart audiences ask to see something that isn't controlled by either camp. If that never comes, you're left with competing brands protecting market share. Blueface has every incentive to make Chrisean look like a messy ex. Chrisean has every incentive to make him look like a liar and hypocrite. Offset has every incentive to keep it buried. Cardi has every incentive to stay out of a story that no longer concerns her day-to-day life. If you're building a compelling but safe middle section for your video, keep the receipts talk conversational. Blue says November 10th at 4 in the morning in Los Angeles. Offset says it never happened. Cardi says they were separated then. A friend and a sister say they babysat and that a house visit occurred, but no independent timestamp or third-party log has been produced. Until someone shows something neutral, this lives in the allegations bucket, not the established fact bucket. That framing lets you keep the tension without turning your script into harassment fuel, especially with a kid's name in the mix. Where this goes next is predictable, even without a bullet list. You'll see another wave of supposed screenshots or location pings that may or may not hold up under scrutiny, because that's how rumor economies work. If Cardi continues to ignore it, the oxygen drops and the cycle slows. If Chrisean posts clipped DMs or call logs that hint at contact but don't prove anything physical, the cycle reheats just enough for another week. If Blueface introduces new dates or more remember when specifics, you'll get a fresh round of commentary with the same missing element: independently verifiable evidence. Offset's quiet is strategy. Every word he adds would put the story back on the front page. The cleanest way to close your segment is to give the audience permission to hold two thoughts at once. It can be true that the timeline makes people suspicious, and also true that suspicion isn't proof. It can be true that former friends might know things, and also true that ex-friends sometimes embellish when they're angry. It can be true that Cardi's separation matters to the cheating label, and also true that bringing anyone into a family space feels over the line to a lot of viewers. Adults can sit with ambiguity, and in public figure stories involving kids, ambiguity isn't just acceptable, it's responsible. My take for the final beat is simple and stays in paragraphs. If this happened, someone already has neutral proof and is waiting for the right moment to release it. If it didn't, then a lot of people owe Cardi an apology for dragging her name through a situation she specifically stepped away from. Either way, pulling culture into the rumor mill is the part the internet should agree on. Whatever adults did or didn't do, kids didn't sign up for the discourse. So where do you land? Is Blueface telling inconvenient truth, or is he weaponizing a timeline to embarrass Chrisean? If Cardi and Offset were separated, does the cheating label even apply? Or is the real issue the alleged location and proximity to a child? Say your piece below, and if real filings or verified docs hit the record, we'll break them down without the extra noise.